Oh, happy day. Are you the handler they've sent me? Right. Coordinator. My mistake. I cycle through you people so quickly, I find it hard to keep track of the new titles Lasco keeps inventing for this position. Let that serve as your warning. Your predecessors haven't lasted long. Apparently, I wear on the nerves, though I assure you, the feeling has always been mutual. As a matter of fact, I came up to this rooftop to find a few moments of solace from the last infuriating conversation I had with one of your fellow Academy staff. I find this sky full of stars to be a far more palatable conversationalist, even if, or perhaps because, the discourse is decidedly one-sided. My name is Avior. I'm an inchoate demon, and I'm the director around here. Welcome to our little corner of hell. Oh, sorry. Demonic haven of the Imperial Academy of Dahlia. Can't imagine what short straw you drew to end up here, but I guess the particulars aren't particularly important, are they? You requested this assignment? So I've got a masochist on my hands. I've got some sadism demons here who'd love to hear that, I'm sure. There's no need to balk at the insinuation. Everyone's got to eat. And some of us don't have the luxury of choosing our particular dietary restrictions, if you catch my drift. Anyway, welcome aboard. We hope you enjoy your stay. No complimentary breakfast, I'm afraid. Just a cavalcade of demons trying to enact the will of the Imperium while maintaining some shred of sanity. Yes, I did say the will of the Imperium. Did you get any kind of onboarding for this job you volunteered for? Did you actually come into this believing the haven from the eyes of the Imperium bullshit rumors we send out? That's a first. Well, my apologies to be the one to break it to you then, my inquisitive comrade. But see, that's the dirty little secret of this place. The secret of all these so-called havens. They're not shelter from the Imperium. They're shelter granted by it. They only exist because the Imperium allows it. If you thought you were taking on this job as some kind of errand of mercy, helping us wayward refugees in our quest to exist just under the nose of the Imperium, you signed up for the wrong job. Though, I suppose it's good to know that the truth of this place is being kept secret that effectively. The government here is many things, but it's not stupid. The Imperium reveres power, specifically magic power. Demons are magic incarnate. Why would they squander that? When instead, they could convince their people to hate us, convince every demon that lands here that they have no hope of survival except for some rumor of a haven, so then those demons will come running right into their open arms, none the wiser, convinced that there's no other place of safety in this realm. Because there isn't one. The Imperium sees to that. Well, because it's the best of both worlds. You see, the department convinces the entire human population that demons need to be sought out and found. So, any demon that they see, they report, and the Imperium gets a hold of them. And meanwhile, they put out rumors of so-called havens, where demons can be safe. And the more careful demons who don't get reported turn themselves in without realizing it. No matter how you slice it, the Imperium gets the power that they're looking for. At least the ones who come here willingly, even if under false pretenses, have a better chance of getting to me unharmed. So I'll take what I can get in that sense. Yes, Inquisitor, I'm one of the ones who spreads those rumors. I lure my people here under false pretenses so that they can actually have a future, even if it's not an ideal one. And sometimes I even manage to sleep at night. Last time I checked, I didn't ask for a morality lesson from the Imperium equivalent to a zookeeper tapping on the glass, hoping to get my attention. Thank you very much. Do not presume to tell me what's right and wrong, you Imperial puppet. For all the questions you seem to like asking, you still don't know anything that matters. You don't even realize that you're directly serving the thing you thought you were helping to subvert. So just take a minute to imagine just how much else you don't know. How much else you don't actually understand. I do what I have to so that my people can survive. I get them a future the only way I know how. At least here, within the four walls of this compound, we're fairly well treated. I've already heard too many stories of what demons resort to here in Elegy to survive, including my latest proverbial brother-in-arms, the Nemiator. He'll hate me for a while. They all resent me when they first get here and learn the truth. But patience is my virtue. I'd advise you to find some patience yourself, or seek a different career opportunity. Fair enough. If you're willing to stay after all that, then maybe you'll last a little longer than your predecessors after all. Yes. I said elegy. It's what we call your plane. Since most of my people believe being exiled here is a death sentence, it seems fitting, don't you think? The context has changed since when the term was first coined, but it remains apt, even if for wildly different reasons than at its inception, especially given what's coming. Oh, did they not tell you that part either? What's coming? Consider me shocked. Good to know that our warnings continue to fall on deaf ears, no matter the placating bullshit they serve me in response to them. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I can't even get this government to listen to me when I suggest simplifying the paperwork needed for a memory modification. Why in hell's name should I expect them to make any kind of sweeping changes? Or even let the truth out, knowing what it might do to public opinion? Oh, I'll gladly clarify what I mean, my good coordinator. I'll gladly tell you the exact same thing I've been telling your Academy president, your King Imperial, the enforcers here, any other damn person I can get a hold of. Your world is about to end if something drastic doesn't change. I'm not being hyperbolic, and I'm not being metaphorical. The fabric of reality that is elegy is going to be ripped to shreds. No human life will survive. Nothing here will survive. This plane of being, in all its physical, tangible glory, is on the edge of complete and total obliteration, and no one is going to do anything to stop it. You know what the meridian is? That barrier between aria and elegy that you all punch holes in every day when you call on your powers. It isn't just some minor inconvenience that you empowered humans have to deal with. It's there for a reason. One that the sovereigns understood the importance of when they wove it. The natural delineation between our two planes of existence was fragile, thin. Two realities running parallel with only a tissue paper thin wall between them. When the sovereigns began experimenting on humans and imbued them with the ability to call on magic, to draw it out of aria and into their bodies, that delineation almost unraveled. Our two planes nearly became one, until the sovereigns wove the meridian. They bolstered the existing barrier between our realities so that it could survive the constant pull of magic into elegy. But they couldn't have known then just how bad things were going to get. Magic users became the ruling group of your world. They proliferated with abandon. Why wouldn't they? More and more and more people born with powers, taught to use them constantly without any fear of reprisal, ripping magical power through the meridian faster than it could ever hope to recover. It can't keep pace. It's been eroded away. The meridian has become paper thin, and it isn't going to last much longer. The barrier between aria and elegy is going to fall. And when it does, our realities will become one. And humanity will not survive the fusion. Humans can't survive in aria. They can't survive in a realm that follows our laws of nature. Enveloped by pure magic, physical beings are unraveled, torn asunder by sheer arcane force. If the meridian collapses, aria will flood elegy, obliterating all of it until our realms are indistinguishable. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's possible that the sovereigns could reinforce the meridian again. Yes. But that would involve freeing them. Something that my people have no intention of doing. Anyone who suggests as much is exiled here to silence their dissenting opinion. I would know. There won't be any help coming from Aria. It's on humanity to save itself. I've told anyone who will listen exactly what needs to be done to save your people. It's not a difficult solution. Humanity has to stop using so much magic. There have to be sanctions put in place. Limits on the circumstances where magic can be used. Limits on what it's used for. There's no way to ethically reduce the number of people who have magical abilities, which is maybe the simplest, if cruelest, solution. So instead, the existing magical population has to change their attitude toward their powers. If the rate of erosion of the meridian doesn't become slower than its natural rate of recovery, the human world will cease to exist soon. But try explaining to an academy president who thinks that magic is some sort of ordained gift. Or try explaining to a king imperial who knows that magic is the only thing keeping him in power, that they need to order the entire human race to stop using so much of it. I'm sure you can imagine the kind of response I get when I make those suggestions. They tell me to pull my head out of my ass, while they stick their own in the sand and act like if they can't see the storm on the horizon, it's not there. I'm sure some of them think that as long as the world holds together until they die, then it's not their problem. It won't. It's probably already too late no matter what sanctions they put in place. But somehow I doubt if we'll ever even know if it could have been enough. Because they're never going to make the hard choices necessary. So, how's your first day on the job going so far? Bitten off a little more than you can chew? Believe me, I know the feeling. No, Alaska won't give a shit that I told you. What would it matter to him? The Imperium controls all the media. Who are you going to tell? And even if you found people to tell, when they figure out that your information is coming from a demon, most of them would laugh you out of the building. The general human populace wouldn't believe a demon if they said good morning at this point. I've told every coordinator before you, and I'll tell it to every one of them after you. I mean it when I say I will tell this truth to every human I meet, even though it won't make any difference. No. That's just it. The greatest irony in all of this. Demons will survive the fusion of our planes. We survive equally in your realm and our own. It'll make no difference to us. In fact, those of us exiled here will finally be home again. Though, home will be coming to us, rather than the other way around. Humans are the ones who stand to lose it all. And yet I, a demon, am the one fighting so hard for them to find the strength to save themselves. But I might as well be screaming at a brick wall. I suppose now you see at least part of the reason why I cycle through coordinators so fast. It's never long before this topic has a way of coming up. I see to that. And said coordinator is always either horrified enough at the truth that they run off to God knows where to contemplate the impending doom of their world, or they staunchly refuse to believe it with such force that they and I quickly become incompatible. And I end up back on this roof, screaming at cold and distant stars, watching an entire reality marching toward its doom under the soft glow of starlight. The stars may be unfeeling, but they're one of the only things on this plane that reminds me of my home. It's strange to think that before too long, I'll finally be home again. And all it'll cost is every single human life. It's late. I should go check on Vindimiator. I guess if you show up tomorrow, I'll know which category of coordinator you fall into. Those who run away, or those who argue. Well, I welcome the possibility of a third option, however unlikely. I suppose we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Rest well, coordinator. I believe you can see yourself out.